Shinny and Jem have hunted out their favourite inventions that never got made. They're working from the patents, the legal documents that protect the ideas from being copied.
Shinny, have a look at this. It's quite an astonishing claim on the front of a patent, but I think one worth investigating. Title of the invention, a pair of spectacles to reduce travel sickness.
Now that is an age-old problem. Everyone knows someone that suffers from it.
Travel sickness is caused by certain movements and mismatches between what you're seeing and what you're feeling. If your head is moving, causing its internal fluids to swish about, but the eyes are focused on something still, conflicting messages are sent to the brain. This mismatch can make some people throw up. The TravelShades patent claims to cure this. One lens is covered, preventing normal vision. This alters the messages sent to the brain, which the inventor claims is a universal cure for travel sickness. Whether it works or not, there is only one way to find out, and that's to visit this fella.
Jem is in Norfolk, on his way to surprise the man who came up with the TravelShades.
I myself am not great on small boats or coach journeys, so I'm particularly keen to see a result from these. It's a bit out of the way.
Inventor Tim Flaxman lives on a farm and rears livestock. He has no idea Jem is about to turn up, although his partner Denise is in on the surprise.
Tim? I've come about your invention.
Tim first filed the patent 4 years ago, but there's no sign of his TravelShades in the shops. Jem doesn't know whether he even wants to take them any further.
So how did you come across the idea?
Tim is extremely travel sick. And as we walk into the tube station, I said to him, maybe if you shut your eye, you'll not be sick. So we got on the train, the tube, and I was so worried for him because I know how ill he gets. And instead of closing his eye, he put his tube ticket inside his glasses. And he got off and he said, I can't believe it.
I cannot believe it.
He said, it's a miracle, I feel normal.
Yeah, it was. It was completely awesome.
Discovering shielding one of Tim's eyes whilst it was open could cure his travel sickness was a total fluke. Excited, he made a primitive prototype. It simply has a piece of white vinyl stuck to the inside of one lens.
You can see a white image.
Yeah.
But you cannot see objects move through it. Now that's the key concept.
They do feel strange, though,
They do feel strange when you first put them on.
Once they realised they could be onto a winner, Tim's focus shifted from farming to his quest to cure motion sickness. He surged ahead, went straight into production, and turned a disused pigsty into a storeroom.
Wow, you have got a few prototypes.
Well, we ended up with 10,000 pairs of sunglasses.
10,000?
Sitting in a pigsty, doing nothing at the moment.
So you ordered 10,000 pairs of sunglasses,
yes,
with the intention of then fitting your own patches to them?
Yes. We realised that it wasn't the way to go, so we put the brakes on that.
Dare I ask, how much do you reckon it's cost to get to this point?
We're running close to £30,000 now.
That's a lot of money.
We were very, and have been very, very naive. But having said that, it's been a journey. So throughout that journey, you make mistakes. The great inventors didn't just go, bing, there's a great invention, did they?
From my perspective, if this works as well for everybody as it does for you, it is potentially massive. You know, there's so many people who could benefit from this. So far, I've not felt sick at all. I feel weird, but not sick. It's just, it's hard to get used to the fact that one eye is focusing on something completely different to the other eye.
Before Tim's invention is tested to see if it really cures motion sickness, Jem has a more pressing concern. Can wearing glasses like this, with one lens covered up, actually damage eyesight? In 4 years since inventing the TravelShades, Tim and Denise have never consulted a specialist until today.
Obviously we're excited, a little bit nervous. It's scary. This is the most exciting point that we've arrived at. An important point, actually, that we've arrived at since TravelShades were discovered, since concept came about.
Jem's arranged a meeting with a top Harley Street eye doctor.
May I have a look?
Bobby Qureshi is an ophthalmic surgeon at the London Eye Hospital.
You're quite right in terms of being a little careful, because there is some hard wiring that takes place between the eyes and the brain when we are children. in order for the vision to develop normally. For example, for children, you need to have a good, sharp image aligned equally from both eyes going to the brain. Okay. If you don't have that for whatever reason, the brain will start ignoring one eye, and that's what we call a lazy eye. Obstructing one eye for any length of time could result in the hardwiring not taking place between the eyeball and the brain.
Knowing the travel shades could damage children's eyes is a blow. They've just lost a large part of their potential market. If they're as harmful to adults, it's the end of the road for this invention.
In adults, this is unlikely to really cause any problems.
That sort of frees us up to test these, in a bigger field.
It does. I'm very excited.
To get some numbers.
Thank you very much.
Finally, the travel shades have safety approval.
This has been such a massive day for them. Effectively, they've been living in limbo with their invention for years, not knowing where to go next without some kind of definitive medical view that they couldn't possibly be doing anybody any harm. And that came in today.
2 days later, Jem is in Southampton. The travel shades need rigorous testing, so he's arranged the ultimate boat trial.
The skipper's going to take us into an area of quite nicely undulating sea, exactly the conditions that usually produce quite heavy motion sickness.
A group of volunteers who suffer from travel sickness have agreed to take part.
They pretty much always get travel sick on boats, mainly smaller boats.
When I went to France, I was as sick as a dog all the way over.
I usually get headaches as well, so again it all depends on obviously the waves and whether I'm going topsy-turvy, that kind of thing.
I'm just going to give you out some questionnaires.
To find out just how susceptible they are, Jem's called in Professor John Golding from the University of Westminster. He's a specialist in psychology, particularly in the field of motion sickness.
It's pretty obvious that they're all in the 90th percentile or above. In other words, highly susceptible.
Clinical testing can involve thousands of people over a period of years. So, for the purposes of the pitch, a much smaller pilot test is being conducted.
You nervous?
Nervous.
A little.
A little.
Tim and Denise have been asked to wait on dry land while the volunteers take the test.
You slip your travel shades on, check that they're comfortable.
They've all been given a set of cards to indicate how they're feeling.
So green, you're perfectly okay. Amber, you're not looking good. Red, it's feeling awful. Sick bag, it's self-explanatory. It's all got too much.
First, the skipper cruises out into gentle water.
That looks like a nice massive green. Perfect. The journey's starting nicely.
After 10 minutes, the skipper has picked up pace, and the water is much more choppy.
How are you feeling? Oh, look at that. 100% again. Right, and there's no doubt we're definitely bobbling around a bit.
15 minutes into the journey, the skipper moors up to a buoy where he knows the swell will really rock the boat.
An amber.
3 drinks and an amber.
3 drinks and an amber. Right.
3 drinks and an amber.
This could be really bad news for Tim and Denise. Concerned, Jem checks again.
Oh, there's been an improvement in the last 5 minutes.
Jem calls an end to the experiment and sends the boat back to shore. It's the moment of truth for Tim and Denise. They have no idea how it's gone.
This is live as it's happening, and you'll get to hear exactly what they thought.
TravelShades is definitely better than other options. I don't like medication, so for me, yes, definitely a better option.
No, I felt absolutely fine. Wasn't sick at all. Feel great. Oh, happy to go back on the boat again with the glasses.
I've tried sickness tablets before and they don't seem to work, so the travel shades definitely were a better option.
So what do you think? Oh, Denise!
When you've got such a lot of time and everything so much invested in this, and we believe in it so much, there's nothing or nobody that it hasn't worked on yet.
This is clearly the result Tim and Denise were looking for, and it's fantastic ammunition for their pitch. Jem has sent Tim speed pitching. It's a marketing concept designed to help entrepreneurs spread the word about their product quickly and effectively.
My name's Tim.
Communications expert Lucy George has come along to help Tim work on his technique.
Tim's biggest challenge is to get used to working in the corporate environment. I'd love him to be able to just control his energy levels somewhat.
I've got this all on the table. Get all organised. Look at this.
Tim has just 90 seconds to deliver his pitch.
He does have an issue with sticking to the point. A lot of people do.
There's probably some fundamental neurological...
The hooter indicates Tim's 90 seconds is up.
This is an important discovery.
But he carries on regardless.
Sorry, I ran into your time a little bit. Apologise.
Tim's been working hard to streamline his delivery.
My name's Tim. I'm going to crack on with this. We ain't got much time. These prevent travel sickness.
Oh, my friend would love that.
What we're looking for is more research and then design. Nice talking to you. Great to meet you. Good luck.
He's delivered his pitch in just 90 seconds, so training is now complete. Just 24 hours to prepare their pitch.
Hello.
It's behind me.
I'm Tim Flaxman.
Talking to cows, obviously.
Very nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Practice, practice, practice. You like it a bit?
Tim and Denise don't know who is on the panel. They have just 5 minutes to pitch their idea and make a request that could change their lives forever.
TravelShades prevent travel sickness. Our potential market is huge, with 1/3 of all people suffering motion sickness.
Thanks to the speed pitch training, Tim's delivery is to the point.
TravelShades provide instant and drug-free relief from a horrible and restrictive, debilitating condition. A recent independent and controlled seasickness trial has again proven TravelShades remarkably effective. I'm here today seeking help to progress from our prototype to a model on the shelf. We're confident that with a sufficient order size, then initial item cost would be, to us, less than £5 per item. And all of the trial subjects said they would pay at least £20 for them.
And just before his time is up, Tim makes that all-important business request.
Today, we're seeking £25,000 for the product design costs. Thank you for your time. Keen to answer questions and welcome comments.
You said you've done some trials. How many patients is that those trials included where they said they've had a positive impact because of the glasses?
Okay. 16, including the 4 independent tests.
This is 16?
Yes, only 16.
Yeah.
Kavita is clearly concerned about the lack of research. She hands over to Chris, the pharmaceutical expert.
Effectively, you're making a medical claim on these. Potentially, they stop travel sickness. So I have a question whether you've actually engaged with someone like the MHRA, because potentially this will be a medical device. I would imagine that you'd have to register.
No, we haven't.
Things are not going well for Tim and Denise. Chris has raised a medical question mark over the TravelShades. He hands over to gadget expert Ben Redhead.
Hi Tim, hi Denise. Where are you with the kind of manufacturing process? Is that all kind of in place? Because it sounds like you're almost ready to push the button.
The good answer to that is no. To be honest, I would have to say that the few months projection is more of an effort to show keen business attitude towards engaging with yourselves.
Okay, Tim, Denise, thank you very much for your time. Very interesting. We're just going to take a little bit of time to discuss your product further and we'll get back to you.
Thank you, Kavita.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
The panel have just 5 minutes to make a decision, which is an agonising wait for Tim and Denise.
It's a bit hairy, wasn't it?
It was a bit hairy.
Each person on the panel has the power to offer financial backing or a route to market. But are the TravelShades commercially viable?
So, in terms of products for travel sickness.
Yes.
What I want to understand is how much do they pay for the tablets and what do you think to the price point of the glasses?
Tablets wise are typically under about £5, so they're not that expensive. So I think a £20 price point, the danger is that you're making that quite a considered purchase.
I think in order for the product to actually be validated, I think it almost needs to be at home in a pharmacy and all those sorts of places, really, in Boots, in Lloyd's and things like that.
The validation piece for me is the biggest question mark I've got in my mind.
That's a big doubt.
Lack of testing is clearly a concern.
Okay, so I think we've come to a decision.
Yeah.
Tim and Denise wait alone, hoping one of the committee comes in to help take the TravelShades to market. If they do, it could change their lives forever. If it's just Jem, the TravelShades have been rejected. It's amazing news. Chris Frost from one of the UK's largest chemists and investor Kavita Oberoi want to back the TravelShades.
To be honest, your passion came across very well, so which I think sort of convinced us that we probably need to provide some support for you.
This is fantastic. What
This
you
is
say
great.
is exactly what we need.
I'd be the investor on this project.
Now, from our side, we'd love to get you to a point where you can prove that the glasses work, and then obviously if that's the case, we'd be more than happy to sort of work with you in terms of stocking the products.
It'd be fantastic if you could open up that doorway.
Chris and Kavita's offer is priceless. They'll get the glasses clinically tested, and once they're proven, Kavita will fund manufacture and Chris will sell them in his national chain of chemists.
Well, there we go then.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
What do you reckon?
For me, the best thing that comes out of it is that the trial gets done. Yeah. And then, because until that happens, everyone's in limbo. The fact is, as a team, you secured what you want to go on and make these things proper. Like,
Thank you, Jem.
It's been fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm
fantastic.
so pleased that I've met you.
Thank you so much.
It's been great.
Thanks, Jem. We're feeling fantastic.
Today has been a great learning curve.
Very pleased that we are going to move on now to the next step.